Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute card. It can be for any occasion, but it's a great way to use up some scraps of designer series paper. So if you're left with some bits and pieces from other sets, this is a really good way to use them up. So it took me a while to work out the measurements for this, but now I've done it for you. So I'm going to pop these to one side up here, and I'm going to show you ones with slightly different designer series paper from the same set. So the designer series paper are now discontinued. My video is coming out quite late, but I'm using Sentimental Park stamp set and dies, which are carrying over to the new catalogue. This is a great set because you've got so many sentiments in here, some larger ones, you can mix and match them. You've got some gorgeous little flowers here, and then of course you've got dies to match these gorgeous kind of labels with flower borders, but I've just used the plain one on this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you the supplies you need here. So you need a piece of, I've used for this particular designer series paper, I've used Balmy blue card base. So this measures 5 3/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches, which is our A4 cardstock, basically in half, and I've then scored it at 4 1/8. You need 2 layers of basic white, which measure 5 5/8 by 4 inches. For the panels, like I say, we're going to use different papers this time. So you need 2 pieces that measure 3 inches by 1 7/8. And then you need a coordinating or contrasting 2 more pieces of designer series paper. And these measure 2 3/8 by 1 7/8. Okay. I've gone ahead and cut this label in basic white, but I'm going to show you then, we're going to stamp the flowers here and then cut out these other bits here. So I've just got some scraps here. You can see I've been cutting out of there. So scraps of Night of Navy and basic white. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting this together. I've also used this ribbon here, which is bordered ribbon in Night of Navy. It does fray, so just cut it and then use it when you're ready to pop that on, but I'll tell you how much of that we need in a minute. So let's put these here. One of these is for the inside of the card to write on, one of these basic whites. Okay, so we're not going to stick anything on the card base for the moment because we want to layer these up first and then put the ribbon on and then put it on the card base. Okay, so you're going to pop these on here, and there's a small border around each of them. They're very simple. It doesn't matter if your border in the middle is a bit wider, but that's essentially the pattern that you want to use. And you could have that portrait or landscape. It works both ways just with these measurements. So go ahead and just stick these layers on here, and if you've got, you know, a pattern where it needs to be the right way up, just bear that in mind. If you've got, you know, a good bit you want to see, make sure it's up in this corner, you know, just things like that, because that middle section will get covered over a little bit. But with these, this really doesn't matter. So yeah, like I say, you could do these with any sets of papers. You could do it at Christmas. It's a really nice one to have in your kind of ideas of cards, to use up these pieces that are often just kind of offcuts. When we did this in my class, they did have the option to make it an Easter card. Not really traditional Easter colours, but some of the lighter ones here were quite nice for that too. So those are all in place. So like I say, before we stick it onto the card base, we're going to pop the ribbon on. And all I've done with this, you'll need about 7 inches of ribbon. So I'm just going to cut some here, about 7 inches. And that's going to go across the middle here. So all I've done is flip this piece of card over with the papers on, and then I'm just going to fold the ends over and literally just put a bit of tear and tape over the top. So I'm not even going to tear the backing off. Sorry, pencil flying in. So I've got a couple of pieces here of tear and tape. Just going to flip this back over because obviously I want to keep it where it needs to be. So line that up in the middle, and then you're just going to fold that end over. Also, this stops the fraying as well coming back. So just pin that one down and then come and stretch it back over. And then at this end, do the same. So that's a bit bowed. There we go. So like I say, you can see it fraying there, but this will stop it anyway. I haven't pinned it down the middle because this is going over and I don't think you need to. And at this stage, if you want to, you can tie this little knot here. So I've taken about 4.5 inches. You can take a little bit more if you want to be able to trim the end, so maybe 5 inches, because like I say, it will fray while you're tying and then you can trim it up. But I just fed this underneath like that, and then literally just tied a single knot, and it's really nice ribbon for tying a knot here, albeit it does fray. So get your knots where you'd like it to be here, give it a big squeeze, and then trim the ends off. And that way you're not going to end up with them frayed. If it's not staying where you want it to be, you can just pop a little glue dot underneath these center bits and pin it down, but I just wanted a bit of interest at that end. Okay, now, oops, they're coming in from the last project. Now we can go ahead and mount it onto this card. So I've just glued it onto here, just with our liquid glue. This is actually going up in price in the next catalogue, so stock up now. If you're a big fan of our Tombow, stock up. I think it's going up for about by about £1 a bottle. So yeah, do stock up now. You can place an order with me either via my online shop, or if you're local to me, you can order direct and have it delivered to my house, and you can collect it here. Okay, so with this shape here, like I say, I've already cut this from the die here. I'll show you this one here. It has that nice little stitching as well. So I'm going to stamp a happy birthday, and I've just got this from another set, but of course I've used Let's Celebrate You here from this Sentimental Park. You could have Thinking of You, Let's Celebrate. Yeah, so choose whatever sentiment you have, and we're going to stamp this in Balmy Blue ink. Balmy Blue is one of the colours that's staying. We're having a colour refresh this year, which we haven't had for a long time, and some of my faves are going Sahara Sand. It's going, but I'm going to have to, you know, suck it up and use Crumb Cake, which is a lovely colour as well. I'm just going to stamp over to the right slightly so we can see our flowers in a minute. There's Bermuda Bay, which is a favourite with lots of people. Very happy Costa Cabana is staying though. But we have got some gorgeous colours coming in. So while it's sad to see some go, it's great to see some new ones coming in. And some returning favourites actually. Things like Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon are coming back. Lemon Lime Twist, loved that. Berry Burst, so some really good ones coming back. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over and put some dimensionals on the back and stick that on there. I've got some open here. I'm bound to have. I've got so many always open, but when I need them I can only ever find the minis. So yeah, there's one here. Oops. Okay, so I've just kind of put 4 on here. That would be fine. Maybe 1 in the middle actually, just to prop it up. So 5, not 4. Backing's off. There we go. And then just going to pop this one. It doesn't have to even be in the center of the card, you know, it can be over to one side slightly because it's all, you know, shifting across a little bit. Okay, these flowers, very cute. We're going to stamp in Petal Pink because that's the color on here. But, you know, if you're using different papers, then choose a color that's more relevant. This is another colour that's staying actually. Blushing Bride is going, has been around for a long time, but there's a gorgeous new pink coming in, so never fear. And more of a pink, you know, this is quite a peachy pink. So we really needed a good light pink, because we lost Pink Pirouette quite some time ago. Okay, so that's ready to die cut. I'm also going to die cut these little flowers here. So let me show you. I've got a little box of tricks here, dies that I've used. So I'm using these two here to cut the outline of these two flowers on here. And then I've also, as well as cutting out these flowers here, I don't know if you can see, I've done a little kind of shadow in Night of Navy behind there as well. So that I'm going to cut another one out of there if it will fit. And then behind this one, and it's optional, I would probably do it because it's on the navy here. I've cut this little one in white, basic white as well. So I will come back to you once I've cut all these little pieces out. Okay, so let's bring these back in. There we go. So I'm just going to put my dies away. You can see I didn't quite have enough card there to cut that, but it's fine because I'm only using a portion of that anyway. So and my white one's still in this one, so let's just poke that out. Okay, dies safely away. So with these little flowers, you want to pop out the centers. You can leave the actual center in if you want, actually, because we're going to pop some glue on there, and it might just save you getting too messy, but don't worry if it falls out. That's all. And this one, like I say, we've already die cut. So all I did here, I just wanted that shadow coming down that side like that. So I'm going to snip off a little bit more of that and just stick that onto the back of there. Kind of want to get rid of that little pointy bit there. You could leave the whole thing behind if you want and just offset it, but I need to get rid of these points. It's annoying me. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and attach those two together. So a bit of glue on this edge, on the right hand edge of this one. Not essential, like I say, but I just quite liked that little effect. And then that is going to stick on the edge of here. So you can, depending on your sentiment, you can pull it over more this way or the other way. But I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this side, because that's going to then raise it to the same level-ish as that one. Now, where have I put them? They honestly disappear instantly. I'm probably looking at them. Okay, I'm going to grab a couple of minis because I can't see where they've gone. How can they go in that short time? It's crazy. Let me think. So I'm doing it on the Night of Navy side. So just a couple there. And if you wanted to, you could put a bit of glue. Let's do that on this white bit here, because that's going to stick on there. Oh, does it stick on all of it? I might have been a bit kind of hasty with that. Okay, so let's put that here. Cute. And then, like I said, these are going to go on. So that one's there. So you could either have it as tone on tone, or you can stick it. There is a way round that this one goes, but I quite like it where it's a bit abstract on there. So yeah, tone on tone, or you could just leave it there, or you could put it somewhere else. And then this little one's going to go on there. So I will go ahead. I'm just putting a little dot of glue in the middle. Like I say, that might it's coming out, isn't it? Let's do it in the middle of this one. And you can find the center and line it all up if you'd like to. We're going to cover that center spot anyway with one of the little jewels. So let's spin that around a bit. There we go, that's fine. So I'm going to pop that on there, again with just some glue on my finger, clearly. And then this one, I'm just going to pop some glue in the center and stick it up here. Oops, overlap edge a bit. And then the these are called Adhesive Backed Milky Dots, and I've just selected these ones here. You could choose any of them really. You could choose the navy ones if you'd like, but I quite liked these little ones here, so I'm just going to put that size in the center of that one, and a bigger one, did I get the glue? I think so, in the center here. And let's pop another one up here, why not? Okay, I think that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed finding out a way to use up your scraps of designer series paper with my Sentimental Park happy birthday card. Take care, see you soon, bye.